Welcome back to Website Critiques with Bryan and Chris. I'm Chris.
And I'm Bryan.
This
Very
is
sick, Bryan.
I'm very sick, Bryan. This is episode number 3. We're going through GR Design and Photography's website. We've been through the homepage. We've been through the Baby Corner, which is the first of his kind of individual pages. And now we're heading over to the About/Contact page. And we're going to talk about our thoughts on that page. So, all right, take it away, Bryan.
So one of the things that I want to kind of pull out just from this website, but I do see this as a trend in a lot of photographers' websites where we have an About page. I want to encourage you guys to think a little bit more, or I want to challenge that belief. You know, a lot of photographers think that their website has homepage, portfolio, About page, and contact page, right? And I believe that you need to be having like about, like that, the kind of stuff that talks about you and your philosophy and how you can help people, perhaps your pricing, build up your belief system. Like I think that we should be integrating that stuff on more than just an about page. I think that I don't think it should just be like portfolios, about page, done, that's it. I love the idea of incorporating your belief system, incorporating your philosophy, incorporating your approach to photography, putting some words to your style, building testimonials. I love the idea of building those into your entire website.
Yeah, having that conversation
throughout.
throughout.
And having it throughout. It could be integrated into your portfolio. There could be other pages that maybe come before the portfolio, but just building it so it's not just the only content on your site should not be on the About page. Because if that's the case, I don't think it's very attractive to click on to read this like long like bio on yourself, right?
No, and there's no real reason to do it, right?
Right.
And that's the big thing is you have to entice somebody to want to read something. If there is going to be a lot of content, nobody's going to pick up a novel and just read a novel for no reason. There's
Right.
a reason why, right?
Right.
And you could say that long paragraphs on the web is like equivalent of a book almost because
Right.
people aren't just going to read it.
Right.
They're going to skip it, right? So, no, I totally agree. That's a really cool idea. I find this page. This content could definitely serve a better purpose throughout, having that conversation throughout. Yeah.
I think too what's interesting is back 2 episodes ago when we started on the homepage, we said you're trying to help your visitor identify who they are and then give them content based on that. And so, but now that I'm here and I've come in, it's almost like we're doing it again because like we got here like, did he just propose? Blah 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 blah. I do weddings. Are you expecting? Blah 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 blah. I do family. Are you a business person? Blah, 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 I do this. And it's almost like that should have been established. Like that is actually a better approach for that homepage.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, hey, did you just get engaged? Great. Click here and I'm going to give you content just based on this stuff.
Yeah.
To kind of reiterate that here feels repetitive.
Yep.
And I don't think I'm going to be reading through all this or I'm going to read through it and be like, oh, what? Like I thought I already clicked Baby Corner.
For sure.
Type of thing.
There's this really traditional way of looking at websites and there's a reason why most websites are like it is because it is very traditional, but
Right.
the modern way of looking at a website is that crafted experience, right? Why as a client, if I want to get baby shots done, why do I have to first of all guess that it's the Baby Corner, which I mean is pretty good, but
Right.
still I have to go through that page, I have to look at a couple pictures, and then if I decide I want to hire you, then I have to click on this About/Contact page. Why not have that entire crafted experience while I'm on the Baby Corner, have everything about me, which I mean, this is definitely bringing this up again, but
Right.
I mean, why even have to come to a contact page? Why not have that in all of that contact information, a place to grab their lead information, like capturing their name and email address and all that kind of stuff if they want to hire you, have it on the Baby Corner, like have it part of this experience.
Yeah.
Could actually work a lot better on a page like this or a website like this, right? Yeah, I mean, because at the end of the day, if there's no reason to read something, I'm not going to read it.
Right. Yeah, totally. Totally. I also like the idea of scattering, and I think I've already said this, but scattering testimonials in and around the rest of your content so it doesn't live by itself in
Totally.
a section that no one's going to really want to read.
Exactly.
And we also want to consider keeping them short. Rob and I actually did a whole podcast on this, and we'll link it in the link or the description, wherever that is on this page. We'll link it. But we did a podcast on basically like how to get testimonials. And one of the things that I think is really important is we want testimonials like this, right? We want to get the paragraphs, but we need to take the snippets from it that are like the quick scannables and have those embedded onto our website.
For
too.
sure. Let's think about how powerful it is if you're going to the baby. I'm just picking on that one section, but if you're going to the baby section to get baby photography, and there's this beautiful, quick, easy to consume testimonial at the top. One sentence, really quick. Whatever. Right? Like even this piece, the way you kept his 3-year-old daughter attention span engaged, like something like that's obviously a challenge. That's something you worry about as a parent when you're getting baby photography, right? So that's something that's a really powerful statement at the top. Like have it sprinkled as part of like the adventure, if you will, as people are reading your website.
Totally. There's also this idea that there actually isn't a lot of personality built in here. Like I know that we've got his name up here. But everywhere else, it's GR Design and Photography. GR Design, even down here in the testimonial, I have used GR Design twice. And it's like, it just depends. Do you want to look like a corporate identity or do you want to look like a person and a personality? I would argue in most cases, unless you're running sort of a multi-photographer studio, we probably want to look like people. I would think.
People connect with people, right? People connect with people a lot more than they do with brands.
Totally.
Right? So,
The last thing I want to point out is this click here to leave contact information. So one of the things that is so wonderful is that we're using Sprout Studio here. So this is a Sprout Studio contact form, which is great. You can customize this and tweak it and add questions, remove questions. That's all great. So thank you to GR Design and Photography for using Sprout Studio. But you can actually take this contact form, you can take your Sprout Studio contact form and you can embed it onto your website. And I'd probably encourage him to do that because it will keep things right here. Like the website visitor has already clicked contact. Now they have to click again to actually contact you, which just feels like an extra unnecessary step when you can just have the form embedded right down here.
Yeah. It's almost like this was an afterthought of like, oh, I need a contact page, but I'm going to have them click somewhere else, so we'll just do it this way.
Right.
And if it was embedded in these other sections, you could actually have Sprout Studio. I think there's other platforms that might do it as well, but I know Sprout Studio, you can actually have it so you can have different lead capturing forms on those pages, so it automatically gets filed away in Sprout as that category. So if they filled out, for example, the actual form, that contact form on the baby corner, it's already embedded in the page right there. It goes right into Sprout Studio and tagged as baby corner, so you know kind of what they're looking for right away, right? So it's just kind of cool. It's another part. They don't have to pick from a drop down or tell you what they're interested in. They've already figured that out themselves and let you know just based on the process, right? So
it's that whole guided experience bit too,
that's
right?
it.
Like if someone comes to you and they're like, yeah, great, I need baby photos done. And then, they read, they do their thing, and they get to your contact page and it's like, what would you like to have captured? And like there's a drop down, it's like, but I already said I want to get baby photos done. So it's just another like weird element of them not feeling like you're personalizing the experience for them. Whereas if they identified once, okay, great, I want to get baby photos done. And then when they went to the contact form, it said, great, when's your baby's due date? They're like, oh, like they feel like you're talking to them. And that's a big part of the experience.
Yeah. So I think overall the takeaway on this site is definitely we want more content. We want content that's crafted, that's talking about the client themselves. That's who you're talking to. And then definitely consider the language that you want to be using or the type of messaging. Are you a business? Are you a big business? Or are you that individual and talking from that individual, right? And trying to craft your content around there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us in this website critique. If you would like to have your website critiqued similar to how we're doing here, then send us a direct message on Instagram with your website URL, and we'd be happy to add it into the queue to bring up for one of these teardowns.
Yeah. Awesome. And awesome. Thank you to GR Design and Photography for sending over the site.
Awesome. Bye for now.